The Spinners, The Intruders, LaBelle, and McFadden and Whitehead. Now, these R&B soul music groups all came out of Philly, but one of Philadelphia's best music groups of all time is the Stylistics. They are by far one of the best groups coming from the city. Now, if you made it this far, go ahead and leave a like on the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. Early 1960s at Benjamin Franklin High School is where the story begins. Here at Benjamin Franklin High, there was two popular music groups. The Percussions, with members James Dunn and Herb Morrell, and the Monarchs, with members Russell Tompkins Jr., James Smith, and Arian Love. Both of these groups will go head to head at the school talent show. Now, after this battle, both groups they will decide to come together as one. And in 1968, the group they will start calling themselves the Stylistics. Between the years of 1968 and 1969, the group they would perform anywhere locally. The Stylistics they began to gain some attraction around the city, and one day the group they was approached by music producer Bill Perry, who wanted to record a song for the group. The group will agree, and the group manager Marty Bryant and one of the backing band members Robert Douglas had co-wrote the song that would eventually be produced by Bill Perry. This song was titled "You're a Big Girl Now." Now, this song was released on the Supreme Records, and Bill Perry he would pay $400, and that's $2,874 in today's money, for the group to record the song in the Venture Studios in Philly. Avco Records had became interested when they had heard the song, and Avco they would sign the group and re-release the song in 1971. The song will reach number 7 on the Billboard R&B Charts and number 73 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Now, the record company they wanted to capitalize on the hit single, so they would pair the group up with veteran hit producer Thone Bell. Those who might not know, if it wasn't for Thone Bell, you wouldn't know some of these groups like the Delphonics, the Spinners, and the OJs, to name a few. Bell he is considered one of the pioneers of Philly soul. The record company would give Bell full creative control of the group, and Bell he will go on and change the group vocals and musical style. Main focus was to focus on Russell as the lead singer, as he believed in his talent in singing. So on November 6, 1971, the Stylistics' self-entitled album was released. This album had produced 5 hits along with "You're a Big Girl Now." Now, these hits are "Stop, Look, Listen," that reached number 39 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 6 on the Billboard R&B charts, and this song was also remade by MOTOWN artists Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross. "People Make the World Go Round," this song reached number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 6 on the Billboard R&B charts. "Betcha by Golly Wow," that reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 2 on the Billboard R&B charts. Now, this song was remade by Prince, and it was remade again by Phyllis Hyman, to name a few. And "You're My Everything." Now, this song reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 10 on the Billboard R&B charts. Now, a fun fact about this song is that this is one of the group's most sampled songs ever. Now, some examples of this song being sampled is Mary J. Blige's song "Everything," that came out in 1997. Jennifer Lopez's song "The One," that came out in 2002. LaToya Luckett's song "Torn," that came out in 2006. And Usher's song "Love in This Club Part 2," featuring Lil Wayne and Beyonce, that came out in 2008. October 1972, the group's second album was released, titled "Round 2." This album had reached number 32 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and number 3 on the Billboard R&B album charts. This album had produced 3 singles, with Break Up to Make Up that reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 5 on the Billboard R&B charts. You'll Never Get to Heaven that reached number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 8 on the Billboard R&B charts. And a fun fact, this song was a cover song by Donnie Warwick. I'm Stoned in Love with You. This song had reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 4 on the Billboard R&B charts. Now, during the recording of the first album, Bell he had linked up with lyricist Linda Creed to make this album a classic. November of 1973, the group's third album was released, titled Rock and Roll Baby. This album reached number 66 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and number 5 on the Billboard Top R&B album charts. This album had produced one hit single titled Rock and Roll Baby. This song reached number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 3 on the Billboard R&B charts. In May of 1974, the group's fourth album was released, titled Let's Put It All Together. This album was produced by Hugo and Luigi along with Thom Bell. This album will reach number 14 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 4 on the top R&B album charts. The album had one hit single titled You Make Me Feel Brand New. Sometime in 1974, after this album, the group they would part ways with Thom Bell and start working with Van McCoy, who would change the group's sound. McCoy he would bring a more smoother, lighter, and poppier feel to the group. That he would also begin having the group work with a new stable of songwriters with Hugo and Luigi. This change in the group's sound and songwriting really began to show, performance-wise and sales. The Stylistics' popularity really began to fall in the US, although they remained popular in the UK. But during the McCoy, Hugo, and Luigi era, the Stylistics, they would release some songs, and these songs was called Let's Put It All Together. This song reached number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and number 8 on the Billboard R&B charts. Have You Fallen Out that reached number 4 on the Billboard R&B charts and number 41 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Can't Give You Anything that reached number 1 on the UK charts, and Can't Help Falling in Love that reached number 4 on the UK charts. In 1976, the group they would leave Avco Records and join X&L Records. With this move, the group really began to see a lot of weak material that really affected the group's sales and popularity. By 1978, the group chart success was no more. That same year, they would leave H&L Records and join Mercury Records. Now, Mercury Records would put Teddy Randazzo to produce the group's albums. After these 2 albums, the group they would be released from Mercury Records after the 2 albums had failed to chart. Russell Tompkins will go on to say that the group were beginning to believe that the music that they had been recording has been outdated. In 1979, the Stylistics they will appear in the movie Hair. In 1980, the group they will reunite with Thom Bell, but this time under Philadelphia International Records sublabel TSOP Records. They will release the song Hurry Up This Way, and this song reached number 18 on the Billboard R&B charts, putting the group back on the map in years. In 1980, James Dunn and James Smith began having trouble with the group due to the parties not seeing eye to eye on the direction of the group. Now, James Dunn, he will leave the group before the Hurry Up This Way album. With his departure, this made the group a 4-man group, which became the first time in history. James Smith, he will leave the group after the Closer Than Close album in 1981. The group, they will recruit Raymond Johnson to join the group, and in 1985, Johnson, he will ultimately lead the group, leaving the group a trio with Love, Morrell, and Tompkins. In 2000, Russell Tompkins, he will leave the group, and they will replace him with Evan Brown, former lead singer of the Delphonics and the Manhattans, to name a few. Van Fields will join the group, making the group a quartet since 1981. In 2004, Russell Tompkins, he will launch his own group of his own called Russell Tompkins Jr. and the New Stylistics. In 2011, Van Fields, he will leave the group after 11 years due to creative differences. The group that will replace Fields with Jason Sharp. Evan Brown, he will leave the group to pursue a solo career in 2018. The group that will replace Brown with Michael Muse. A few months later, Muse he was replaced by former Temptation member baritone Bo Henderson. Last heard, both stylistic groups are both touring respectfully. In 1994, the Stylistics that was inducted to the Philadelphia Music Alliance Walk of Fame, and in 2004, the Stylistics was inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. The Stylistics has produced 5 gold singles and 3 gold albums. I have 2 things to say. One, I believe all members, past and present, should get together and tour. Something like the Temptations did. Russell Tompkins together again with the group, I really believe that will sell tickets. And another thing, if the Stylistics are already not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then they most definitely deserve to be. Look at their resume. It's very impressive. 5 gold singles, 3 gold albums. You gotta think about the time period back in the day too. This is impressive. And I say, put them in the Hall of Fame.